be taking you all the way to Speak Resort Munyonyo. You're wondering, what am I going to be doing at a 5-star hotel? It's going to be raining the screening over the sides of a hotel. Embassy is behind this movie. You guys have pushed conservation, you've pushed tourism as far as the Ugandan flag is concerned. First and foremost, what made you jump on this one? What made you so eager to be able to work with these guys as far as conserving the environment in terms of a movie is concerned?
Well, first let me mention Shaban, who in 2018 participated in the President's Young African Leadership Initiative Mandela Washington Fellowship. So that's a program, YALI, we call it for short. He went to the U.S. and participated in this program, a 6-week academic exchange where he got a bunch of skills from the U.S. and came back to Uganda to see what he could put those skills to use for. Now, part of that is a reciprocal exchange. So we took advantage of that. Shaban partnered with 2 U.S. filmmakers to actually bring this film tonight here to Uganda. So we're behind that because YALI is one of the president's initiatives that continues to be popular, but also, as you mentioned, wildlife conservation is a major priority for the embassy, so we want to support those efforts however we can. This film is part of that.
Getting to catch up with a couple of people, conservationists and the people behind Sides of a Horn, a true story about conservation, and of course giving us a chance to understand that you and I can live in harmony together with the animals and the environment as far as bettering our nation is concerned.
The rhino has lived since the ice ages, surviving prehistoric crocodiles, surviving prehistoric hyenas, and evolving to what it is today. And after 50, and I mean 50 million years of living, the rhino is 10 years away from extinction. The rhino extinction is different from other extinctions that are going on because the rhino is being extinct not because it has predators, not because it's losing its natural habitat, but it's being extinct because of us, we humans.
If the young people do not appreciate the importance of conservation, then we are doomed. So I was particularly delighted to see that the people who came to me are the youth, and they are not making money out of this, but they are doing this out of passion and awareness of conservation. So I would like us to give them a very big clap.
How far do you think we have come as far as conserving these rhinos is concerned?
I think we have gone a long way. Way back in 1983, our rhinos in Uganda got extinct. After the extinction, we had a bit of a challenge getting them back in the country. But thank God, Rhino Fund Uganda worked so hard and brought the rhinos back to Uganda. They brought only 4 in 1997. Then after bringing in the 4 in 1997, they properly managed it. They developed a very good rhino conservation model that managed these rhinos, and now we have 30. So there's hope that rhinos will continue producing because we have so many of them expecting. So we expect many numbers to come up in the near future. On average, actually, we are getting about 5 newborns every year.
What was your take on Side of the Horn?
Well, interesting. It's a very debatable subject, and it can be taken in two ways. The understanding of the movie itself, but sadly, it's the truth.
Okay.
We have hundreds of families where one part of the family worry about conservation and the other don't.
Okay.
It's a big fight at the moment in conservation, and it's something we're just going to have to persevere and work through.
Extremely cheap and extremely simple to simply put more subtitles on the film. So 100%, we can easily create new subtitle versions in any language. If there's someone on the ground who is going to work with us and help us to get it to those communities, absolutely, let's do it.
Let's first talk about Sides of the Horn.
Right.
I mean, I know you have watched this movie even before all of us did watch
Totally.
it. But what do you think about it? Do you think it's communicating the right message to the people that we need it to go to?
Yeah, I think one, the way they create character studies of what is actually happening, and really kudos to Toby for telling an African story in the most authentic way, because it didn't try to add a Hollywood spin or just changing something that is away from what the reality is, right? And I really appreciated that it was in the local language of the area where it was filmed, but the issue that it tries to address really is communities around protected areas are really just trying to survive.
Okay.
And this is what is driving the poaching to international scales.
Okay.
So I think the movie has really tried to address those challenges and tell the realities of what is happening with communities that live around protected areas.
Do you think with this movie, getting into different tribal languages, because we understand it's going to be translated in different tribal languages, it's going to, lead us to the results we want,
Right.
the harmonizing of the communities with people. And do you think that at the end of the day, with this movie and a couple of more movies that could maybe come through, we shall at the end of the day achieve the conservation that we've been having?
Yeah, totally. If you want that message to go down to the people, you have to do it in a language that they best understand. And I mean, it would be really nice to do it. The only argument would be if you are in Uganda, what language would you translate that to, right? You advocate for the Western language. You say, let's do it in that language. I'm in Uganda, half.
do it in
half.
Uganda.
Yeah, that's, but I think if we really identify communities that are on protected areas and figure out what is the most commonly spoken language and translate it to that language, I think that will really go a long way. And if you want to advocate for Lunyankole, then I think,
I'll be the guy doing the voiceover here, but I've interviewed now. Shaban, we understand that we're trying to, revive the instinct of the rhino. It's been a long time, ever since we had a couple of rhinos in the country.
Right.
Why has it taken us so long? You have interacted with a couple of conservationists.
Yeah.
You've gone to the US. You've met filmmakers.
Right.
You've literally done your talk as far as, conserving is concerned.
Right.
But why has it taken us so long to make sure that we bring back the numbers that we need as far as these rhinos are concerned?
Well, one, because you want to stop the demand of the rhino horn in the Asian markets. So it's really been a fight of getting the laws and getting all those implementations done. But also because the breeding takes a while. Rhinos are not, if rhinos used to give birth like rabbits, we would have thousands of rhinos. But the fact that the gestation periods take a bit of time and they take more time doing parental care, a year or two of them looking after their young until they're ready to look after themselves. So even just the gestation period and the parental care for the rhinos already gives you not enough time to work with, and also the fact that they always give birth to just one per birth, it makes it really hard to get the populations, with what you're doing. But in 11 years, if we've moved from 6 rhinos to 30 rhinos in Uganda, it's one of the most successful reintroduction campaigns in the entire world. And I think we're really doing the most. But you shouldn't say, oh, we are 30, now we can go back. It's
We
through,
need more.
Yeah, it's through people like yourself who are creating this awareness in the media, people like conservation organizations that are doing the work on the ground. When we do awareness and create the impact on the ground, we'll be able to change the status quo.